In addition to being one of the primary players in Squid Game Season 2, Lee Seo-hwan's Jung bae is also introduced as Gi-hun's friend, which raises a number of questions about his past interactions with the main character. Despite having a shorter duration than its predecessor, Squid Game Season 2 makes sure that viewers are engaged with the storylines of several characters and introduces a completely new cast. Because he and Lee Jung-jae's Gi-hun have a long history together, Lee Seo-hwan's Jung bae stands out among all the new characters. Gi-hun shows up at the Central Games to permanently shut them down as the main plot of Squid Game Season 2 commences. Gi-hun is aware of what is going to happen in the first red light, green lights game, in contrast to the majority of other players who are unaware of the gory nature of the games. He maintains his composure, though, and hopes that his team will find him quickly and put an end to the games. He is shocked when he hears his name called just before the first game starts. At this point, his longtime friend Jung bae appears out of the throng. The first encounter between Gi-hun and Jung bae in Season 2, Episode 3, suggests that they were once close friends and have a lengthy history together. As Squid Game Season 2 goes on, it becomes clear that Gi-hun and Jung bae were close friends before his avarice and desire to make a quick profit overcame him in Season 1. Astute viewers might also remember that Jung bae made a fleeting appearance in Season 1 of Squid Game. Season 1 of Squid Game, which was set in 2020, revealed that Jung bae and his wife ran a pub. Jung bae, like Gi-hun, battled an addiction to gambling and would accompany Gi-hun to the horse racetrack to wager his winnings. In Red Light, Green Light, the premiere episode of Season 1, Jung bae was with Gi-hun when the loan shark showed up and pursued him to seize his racetrack gambling winnings. When Jung bae briefly returned following the first round of the games in Season 1's Episode 2, Gi-hun ran into him again at his pub. Gi-hun's wife eventually called him and even chastised him for smoking outside their pub, so he was unable to spend much time with Jung bae. Even though Gi-hun made it through the first season of Squid Game, he never saw Jung bae again because he was too busy planning his retaliation and living in total seclusion with regret and guilt. He had no idea how he would end up running into him on his second attempt at the games. In both seasons of Squid Game, Lee Seo-hwan portrays Jung bae. Seo-hwan, who was born on March 6, 1973, has more than 50 acting credits and has starred in a number of well-known K-dramas, including Extraordinary Attorney Woo, Gangnam B-Side, and Daily Dose of Sunshine. He is also well known for playing Taylor Kinoshita in Pachinko on Apple TV+. The actor has also starred in a number of South Korean films, such as Handsome Guys in 2024 and The Boys in 2023. Lee Seo-hwan only makes 2 appearances as Jung bae in Squid Game Season 1, and his role doesn't seem to have much bearing on the overall plot of the show. However, he is elevated to a much more significant position as a contestant in Season 2. Gi-hun's devoted friend, Jung bae, is a generous player who wishes to assist everyone. Gi-hun asks Jung bae where his wife is and why he is at the games when they cross paths. According to Jung bae, his son is with his wife after their divorce. He inquires as to whether he had an affair, but Jung bae interrupts and suggests that they discuss their private lives at a later time. Jung bae finally makes it clear in Squid Game Season 2 that he is drowning in debt, just like the majority of the other competitors of the games, and that even 20 million won't cover his interest. Season 1 of Squid Game revealed that Jung bae was just as addicted to gambling as Gi-hun. In the first episode of the show, he even lost money at the racetrack. This could indicate that Jung bae, like Gi-hun, lost everything he owned due to his gambling addiction, which ultimately led to the divorce of his wife and child. He is just as eager to make a quick profit as every other competitor at the games in order to pay off his debts and reunite with his family. Dong-hyuk, the creator of Squid Game, told in style that he intended to revive a character from Season 1 and include them as a contestant in the games. The fact that Lee Seo-hwan's character fit those requirements pleased the director, particularly since it made sense for Jung bae to be struggling financially. Gi-hun asks Jung bae to follow his example so that he doesn't get hurt shortly after they first meet at the games. Because he knows Jung bae personally, Gi-hun feels more protective of him, even though he wants to end the competition entirely in order to save all of the competitors. Gi-hun's wish to protect Jung bae is also a reflection of his desperate search for atonement following the events of Squid Game Season 1.